Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's case is a solved case. It's basically a case about a really toxic relationship that ended up in one of the two that were in the relationship getting murdered. The lady that did the murdering was called Tracie Andrews. Yeah, that is what today's story is going to be. So I'm going to warn you now that there probably will be some not so nice things said in this. So I'm giving a little bit of a disclaimer. Most of my videos contain things that, it can be gory. Some people not into that sort of thing. So maybe if you don't like that kind of thing, then skip this video. But yeah, Tracie Andrews is the lady that I'm going to be talking about today. So let's get into it. This is the case of the killer Tracie Andrews. Tracy was born on the 9th of April 1969. She was one of 3 siblings. Her parents' relationship was volatile, and they broke up when Tracy was only 6 years old. In 1990, Tracy gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. She then separated from her partner a year later. Growing up, Tracy really wanted to become a model, but she would start off as a barmaid. Partners of Tracy have described her as possessive, not letting them have any social life. They also said that she's prone to explosive displays of anger. Tracy began dating a local man named Lee Harvey in October 1994. She then moved in with him 3 months later. They had a stop-start relationship, and both of them were being jealous and possessive of each other's relationships with other men or women. Their arguments were violent, and at times the police had been called out. Friends and family could see how their relationship was affecting them as individuals. Lee often told his friends and his mother about Tracy's emotional problems. In late October 1996, police were called to the house. Tracy had bitten Lee on the neck. Lee's mother told him that they needed to separate for the sake of his daughter. Other family members also warned Lee about pursuing a relationship with Tracy. Tracy's mother also told her that the relationship had to stop and it was flawed. On Sunday, the 1st of December 1996, the couple's day was full of fierce arguments. Lee and Tracy decided to make up and go down the pub. Tracy claimed that on the way back to their flat in the Becks Alve Church in Worcestershire, both Lee and Tracy were involved in a road rage incident with 2 men. Tracy said a car had followed them both, and 2 men stepped out and attacked them on a country lane. But what had really gone on was that Tracy had stabbed Lee over 42 times with a penknife. Lee's sister later said she always knew it was Tracy that had done this, that she had murdered her brother. On the 3rd of December, at a press conference, Tracy added to her deluded story and said a fat man with staring eyes had stabbed Lee after getting out of a Ford Sierra. Police carried out investigations over the next 2 weeks to try and track down Lee's killer. On the night of Lee and Tracy's argument, it had woken someone up. This person lived in a cottage nearby. He is the one that discovered Lee stabbed on the road and saw Tracy with bruises on her. She was bloodied, standing next to Lee. Once police arrived, they noted that Lee's car couldn't have stopped suddenly, but came to a slow stop and had been neatly parked on the roadside. Lee had been stabbed in the back, throat, and chest 42 times, with the wound in his neck severing his artery, proving to be the fatal one. Tracy contradicted her original statement. She was giving different times to the original one. Police also thought that Tracy had a lot to say for someone that had just witnessed this and was in shock. They were also heard by a child arguing aggressively and loudly that night. There was no evidence of a second car found at the scene. There were no tyre tracks or markings. More than 80 strands of Tracy's hair was also found in Lee's hand. This would have been taken from her head with considerable force. It was found that no cars had been around the pair that night, which disproved Tracy's story of the man in the car. Tracy told this fabricated story at a national press conference on the 3rd of December. She was holding Lee's mother's hand and the hand of his sister, knowing that she had just killed her son and her brother. Tracy went on to take an overdose of pills, trying to end her life the day after the press conference. After being discharged from the hospital, Tracie Andrews was charged with murder of Lee Harvey on the 19th of December 1996 and was released on bail. Police found a penknife-shaped bloodstain and impression in Tracy's boot, proving that she had kept it hidden in a shoe and had disposed of it in hospital. There was also a distinctive bloodstain pattern found on Tracy's jumper from where she had severed Lee's artery. Of July 1997 at Birmingham Crown Court, Tracy was charged with murder. She was then found guilty of murder on the 29th of July 1997. She was sentenced to life imprisonment with a recommendation that she serves at least 14 years. Tracy tried to appeal her case, trying to play the victim, but in October 1998, her appeal was denied. Tracie Andrews admitted to stabbing Lee Harvey to death in April 1999. She said she did it in self-defense, but there was no evidence to back this up. Tracy was released in July 2011. She became a grandmother in 2010. She has now changed her name to Tia Carter and also had plastic surgery to look different. She then changed her name again to Jenna Stevens Goldsworthy when she remarried Phil Goldsworthy in 2017. Tracy had a relationship whilst in prison and was described as possessive and aggressive. Tracy attacked and strangled a lover in prison because she was talking to an ex. This woman said that she believes that Tracy would kill again. So that was today's case. I feel awful for Lee's family, absolutely awful. When you're in that sort of relationship, you don't see it yourself. Anyone could tell you, anyone, the closest people to you could tell you, and you just don't see it until you're out of it, and then you realise. Unfortunately, that's the way these kind of relationships work. But Tracy definitely didn't get enough time. She should still be there now. She shouldn't have been released. To do that to someone, it's... I don't know if I believe if it's self-defense either, to be honest. I don't know. I can't say I wasn't there, but I don't know. From what I've read, I don't think it was. She seems quite vindictive and nasty, so yeah. But yeah, that was today's case. I will see you guys again on Monday for a cold case. See you guys soon. Bye.